basically poor people and rich people look at marriage very differently.
Amen.
I have learned that because I was born poor and then I wasn't. So, or I'm not. You look at things differently when it comes to that. For example, like a lot of people with marriage, they're like, oh, you know, if I claim, you know, income together and I get certain deductions and then we have children and blah, 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 blah. And they're looking at it from that regard. And there are, you know, again, I'm not a tax professional, but there are obviously certain benefits, pros and cons to being married and not married from the IRS tax standpoint.
I think that men get married when they're ready to get married. I don't think men get married when they're in love.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because it's all about the period of time in your life. Marriage is such a big commitment that I think when a man is ready to get down on one knee and spend forever with someone, that's when he does it. He could have been madly in love with someone else, but he wasn't ready to get married, so he wasn't willing to sacrifice whatever he was walking into to be with that person. I think men get married when they're ready, not when they're in love. Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow. Hello, Feral friends. Welcome back to Feral. I'm your host, Savana Montana. And on today's show, I have an impromptu guest. I didn't know that he was coming on today because this was not a part of the plan, but he popped into the studio and was like, hey, babe, I got 30 minutes. You want to record something real quick? And I was like, yes, not the plan, not what we were supposed to talk about today at all.
That's exactly what I sound like.
It is. He talks like this. So you guessed it. Who's in the house? My fiancé, Will Denis, is in the house, and we're going to have some feral fun with him this afternoon.
Yay.
Before he jumps on his next call. Don't be like that.
What, gay?
Oh, you can say that. We're on the Feral Show. We're on the Feral Podcast. You can say whatever you want, remember?
The G word, along with the R word.
Yeah, Will and I both got kicked off the internet for saying the R word the same day. Ironically enough, we weren't even together when it happened.
In case you're wondering what the R word is, retard.
Retarded.
I said this is retarded, which indeed it was, but
I said
it's a medical term, mental retardation.
It is.
Like, I don't know what happened to the world.
The world
you call
got
somebody
soft
stupid,
on
but
us,
you can't call somebody a retard.
I mean, I agree.
And actually, retards, like real mentally challenged people, are much smarter than most of these people.
Yeah.
In
They
terms
probably
of common
prefer
sense.
it.
Whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what do they prefer to be called?
I don't know. It's like little people. I don't know what they prefer to be
Which
called
I think
either.
is cute and endearing. I think it's sweet.
But they prefer the term little people. I don't think they prefer the term midget. That's not a good term. But
it is a fun word.
little people.
But I guess, isn't it like technically that's what they're like they're
I
called
don't know.
dwarfs or they're
a-
called midgets?
I've never been a politically correct person, so
Most of the politically
why I work
correct
for
are boring
myself.
anyway. I would think anyway.
with a beard like this and an attitude like that.
He's got a full set of teeth and a bad attitude, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, baby, because ain't
Just like I
nobody
like
punched me in
them.
a long time. Too fast. So what's up?
So what's up?
What's going on here?
What's going on
Do you
here?
have questions?
I do have some questions
All
for
right,
you.
well, you better get to it, man. I got limited time.
He's
I
gonna
got
kick me
places
off
to
my
be.
own show. Yeah, he's a busy guy.
Today's actually a light day, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'll keep him here longer than I'm supposed to, folks.
Maybe.
So I'm going to put my fiance in a corner. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to ask him some serious
But I'm
questions.
literally in a corner.
He's literally in a corner.
Just
I put
fire
baby
away.
in a corner. Huh?
Tell me, fire away.
All right.
I'll
Let's get
answer it, as honestly as I can be.
Okay. We'll start with the marriage commitment route. How's that sound?
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Baby.
I mean, I'm committed. Deposits are in. Rings are on fingers. Invites are sent. RSVPs have been claimed. We're about as committed as it goes.
On paper.
Yeah, in theory. On paper's a little different.
Scandalous. Okay. Do you think marriage actually benefits men, or is it mostly designed for women?
It's a great
Coming
question.
right out the gate, baby.
No, it's a good question.
It is. It's a fabulous question.
Realistically, in today's day and age, it doesn't really benefit anyone.
Correct. I would agree. Kind of silly.
I'll go in a direction that you probably don't expect me to go here, but
Yeah, pick a team.
Go
Go ahead.
marriage, it
First question.
marriage
We got 20 to
affects
go.
people. I think marriage should be thought of differently and is thought of differently depending on the social class and the financial status that person belongs to. What do I mean by that? basically poor people and rich people look at marriage very differently.
Amen.
I have learned that because I was born poor and then I wasn't. So, or I'm not. So you look at things differently when it comes to that. For example, like a lot of people with marriage, they're like, oh, if I claim, income together and I get certain deductions and then we have children and blah, 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 blah. And they're looking at it from that regard. And there are, again, I'm not in a tax professional, but there are obviously certain benefits, pros and cons to being married and not married from the IRS tax standpoint. But of course, like if you have real means and real assets and you're about to share your life with somebody and go down 50-50, you're going to view it very differently, right? If you're both poor, not much to talk about.
Right.
You're broke, you're broke. You come in broke, you might leave broke, probably. Hopefully you don't leave at all. But does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So I look at it I think it really depends on where that person's vantage point is.
The avatar.
Yeah. I know for a fact, I can tell you that I had certain views on marriage before I had money, and obviously different views on marriage post money, I would say. I've also seen a lot of my friends get burned on either side.
Yeah.
But again, that goes back to, that is not marriage's fault. That is the person's fault, the people's fault.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, just like in real estate, like you make your money on the buy, dude, you chose your partner before you got married. You got married, you bought a shit deal. You can't be upset that like, bro, I can't get out of this deal. Well, you're fucked. You're going to lose some money on this deal, right?
Sure.
And again, that's just to relate it to business, but
yeah,
I don't know. I hope whatever I said made sense.
Do you wish we would have got married broke?
No.
No?
No, because you and I are in a unique predicament. And that is, for those of you that don't know, I met you like when we first met.
Before we got together, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 years into my journey of like being an entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. So for perspective at that, again, I don't know the exact, that's bullshit. I know exactly what I was worth at that time, but I was broke. Ish.
In comparison.
Okay, yes, but again, that was like the first.
His broke was like more money than I had ever seen.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I didn't know your financial standing when we started dating. No, I just knew you were some guy in a bar that really wanted to take me to lunch the next day.
Yeah, like 2.5 years deep. Man, around that time, I think I might have been making like $180, $200,000 a year.
Oh.
So I wouldn't. Oh,
obviously, I made money like that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that that's rich because it wasn't.
Not at all.
But I was on my way rather than, I wasn't as broke as I was the year before. And I certainly wasn't as broke as when I started the business or when I grew up. But again, it's all perspective. You look 5 years down the road, it was very different. So no. So the interesting predicament about you and I, or situation with you and I, is we met then we went our separate ways. And then when we got back together, I was probably at the peak of my money, if you will. That like right after, I think it was right after we got together, running into each other again the second time when we started getting serious the second time.
Yeah.
I just had my best financial year ever the year before, for perspective.
Before getting together with me. Woo!
Right, for people. So, and I was just a totally different person at that time.
Night and day.
Yeah, but again, when we met, you caught me like literally at the peak of the mountain, right off the mountain.
Yep.
And then we stayed together, and you stayed with me when I had to rebuild everything. So I literally went from being a millionaire to, oh shit, lost that. 1,000, barely, not even. And like all the way to the bottom, and then had to rebuild a lot of stuff again. And that led to like a 2.5, almost 3-year journey of like a business divorce or 2 business divorces and all that, and having to rebuild my team and new ideas. This is long before reverse flip and all that stuff. And
you weren't even on social media then.
Yeah. So, again, but you stuck it out with me for 4+ years leading up until this present moment in time, when obviously things have changed for the better. So no, I don't. It's different. You hear a lot of stories and you see people, they're like, oh, well, and it's usually, I think it's fucked up, by the way.
We get thrown under the bus every time. The one who doesn't make the money. Women
usually actually do get thrown. And again, for those of you that are like watching this, that are thinking like, oh, what's this guy's jive? To be clear, I come from a single mom and a single grandmother who always made their own money. And like my father was never around. My mom's dad was never around. There was never a father figure in my life. Like I have an older brother, but didn't know things about money like this, right? Like I had to learn all these lessons the hard way through life, the school of hard knocks. With that said, my mom had remarried many, many moons later in my life. And then she had signed a prenup and she went through a divorce, but he really screwed her badly. And, he was a foreign, resident and this and that. And he had a lot of money. Anyway, so I saw kind of the both extremes. And, even though you and I have talked about a prenup and all that kind of stuff, it's very specific to certain things. There are things that I'm not putting on it, even though I feel like I would have the perfect argument to put on it, but I'm not, because those things got built at the same time. Although you didn't directly help it, but you were with me throughout that time. And again, I've had this conversation, and I don't know how deep you want to go into this, but
rip it, babe. Go down the rabbit hole. We're in it now.
I've had this conversation with one of my attorneys, who's a good friend, and it was an interesting conversation because it's like a good friend who knows you too, but at the same token, it's like, hey, you're my client. I'm your attorney.
You have to look out for your best interest.
Yeah, like real stuff. And I can appreciate that. We've known each other for 8 years, and he's probably seen my financials more than anybody, right?
Definitely more than me.
My CPA. It's a good thing. But give you anxiety.
She's like, she'll fall off.
People think like rich people just have like a neat cabinet somewhere, and it's just like, oh wow, we have. It's definitely not. But regardless,
nobody in this room.
We digress. Nobody, barely any of my rich friends. No.
I know.
Very few. So with that said, but we had the conversation too, and it was, hey man, and I told them straight up, I was like, look, I want certain provisions that, God forbid, it doesn't work out. I mean, if there's children, you and I have had that conversation, that's a no-brainer. Like, you're never gonna have to work again, ever again, a day in your life. And even if there's not, like, provisions in there where you're going to get X amount of money and X amount of allotted money, because I elevated your, not to sound like a dick, but like I elevated your status quo, right? And like what you're accustomed to now and where you live and what you do and da-da-da-da. And we've been together. I mean, you said the truth, so.
I'm here for it.
Being honest.
This is the first, by the way, listeners, y'all are hearing this the first time I'm hearing it too. So I am like all ears.
There's a lot of things that I've done that financially you were not able to do at that time, is all I'm saying. And now
that's just true.
That's not your fault that, God forbid, we don't work out in the future. And you're like, well, what about, so there's certain provisions, and I want to be fair because I don't want what happened to my mother, to happen to you and all that stuff. Again, to be fair, you cheat on me, it's over. Like you're a dime, not even a nickel. Yeah. But that's a whole separate story for a different time.
But I told you that before we ever even got serious. I was like, 3 years. I'm not hanging out with somebody for more than 3 years without getting engaged. What are we doing? And I was 25, 26 at the time. There's that. Cool. He waited till the last minute. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? No, I'm just kidding. But also, the kids thing. And this is just me. In any clause, I would put in a clause for my children, my unborn children, and adultery, of course. If I don't care what that prenup says, if you cheat on me, it's dissolved, and we're enemies.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I got no problem with that. Straight up. Like, I literally do not have a problem putting an infidelity clause on either side. Because I'm a put my money where my mouth is kind of guy, as you know. So I don't give a shit. Like, believe me.
I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, if one of us was going to cheat, we would have done it already.
Sure.
This relationship would have already ended. We would have already done that.
100%.
If that was going to happen, man, it would have happened by now. Trust me. All of us.
To get back to, 100%, to get back to what the original question was, I think these things need to be spoken about. I've seen it go south. I've seen it go north. I've had the pleasure of watching a lot of guys in masterminds and stuff like that. Good friends of mine too. And, you try to, I think a smart person tries to learn from others and like, whoa, wow, I don't want to do what that guy did.
Right.
Or be like, oh man, you know what? That was actually really cool or really fair. I never thought of that. I think it goes either way.
I think too, both of us come from divorced parents. Yeah. So obviously you've always known that a big one for me, I wouldn't care how much I don't like you. And obviously I'm saying this at this moment in time. So if it bites me in the ass later, it is what it is. But my brother and I got separated a lot because of my parents' divorce. So I would add that into my whatever I need to add it into for marriage clauses, because I don't want my children to get separated. And I also don't think, if I hated you one day, which I hope I never do, and I don't think that I ever would, I wouldn't ever want, I would never want you to not have a relationship with your children. I just don't think it's fair. We both created them. I don't think it's cool. I also think going into a marriage, you have to, this might sound crazy to say, but you have to think about, God forbid I do get divorced with this person. Do I think we would actually co-parent well together? And I do. So I'm like, if I think that you're, if I think you're a total scumbag, like, what am I doing?
No.
You have to think, I know, and it's hard to go down the negative rabbit hole and think of worst case scenarios, but anyone who doesn't do that and walks into a marriage with rose-colored glasses is either 21 and drunk or just really out of the realm of reality, in my opinion. And that might be harsh to say.
I think it's true. I think, again, I always tell you often, being in the career path that I've been on and in what I do for a living as a real estate investor and all that, all the deals I've done, are through some form or fashion of a financial distress or emotional distress. Or a situational distress, situational being divorces, death, right? That kind of stuff. I've had a very, very, very unique vantage point to watching what human beings can do to one another, and whether it be family and, split interest and partitions and probates to divorces, which is it for anyone watching this, who cares? I don't go after divorce lists for a reason. I actually don't.
It's a nightmare.
I don't pull them. Number one, I don't like it. Number two, and again, it's like one of the only quirks that I have where I just won't go after them. And a lot of my friends are like, oh, bro, you should go after them. I'm like, dude, I know there's money to be made there. I just don't want to deal with the grief and with the emotion that comes attached to it.
Well, and your ROT is going to significantly be affected by that because people are attached to their emotions.
Yeah, I just don't like it. Like, it's just one of those things where, I'll go after a probate and, there's 10 heirs or whatever. But, all I'm saying is I've watched people, destroy each other and just because things weren't in writing or they didn't take the time. And I just see I've been able to see a very unique vantage point in 9 years. And I've been out in the real world, I've seen some nasty shit. Yeah. I've seen some really cool shit, but I've also seen some nasty shit. So, I'm always very, okay, wow. Like, I'm very cynical when it comes to certain things. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what I've seen people do to each other. Like, you have no idea. Over $1.
Yeah.
Not that we would do that, but I'm just saying. All
right, next question. What's something about me that would make another man not want to marry me?
Oh, I got a list right now.
He's like, I actually have notes.
Hold on 1 second.
I didn't even know we were recording this today, but I have notes in my notes app. The scroll comes out. So where do I start? Why not marry Savana here?
What's something that about you that another man would cause another man to not marry you?
What's something about me that would make another man not want to marry me? Nothing, because I'm fucking so cool.
I wouldn't say that. Nobody's perfect.
Well, that's for sure.
I think you'd be extremely stubborn and you got a big mouth.
Guilty.
Yeah, it's two.
Big mouth. So that's one. Hence the show.
But I think
literally started a show for it.
But I think to be fair, Feral. Oh, that was cool. I think to be fair, gay.
No, I loved it.
Two gays. To be fair, I think it's because you needed a man like me that could be masculine enough to, sometimes be like, calm down, take it easy, like, shh. Not that I'm disrespecting her or something, but it's just enough masculinity to be like, no, you're not gonna run me over. Like,
yeah, no.
I don't know where you thought that was going.
I definitely, and I've talked about this in other episodes, that my personality type, also my sign, very much, we don't do nice guys, it just doesn't work because we go on like this power trip and we'll just bulldoze right over them. And yeah, I definitely need somebody to hold me accountable and be like, yo, you think you're hot shit? Pipe down for a minute.
If you want to call it accountable, that's fine. You want to call it putting you in your place? That's fine too.
I think that's probably what it is. But I don't mind it. Also, side note, turns me on.
There you go. I mean, it makes sense. I think a
not a
lot
good
of women are probably not capable of admitting that, but it's true.
Not me.
You know?
I can admit just about damn near anything.
All right. Next question.
If we weren't engaged, would you still be dating me right now?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
What? In what world would I still be with you?
Well, the question wasn't for you.
I mean, that's true. You'd be
The
like, no.
question was for me. So you kiss my ass.
You're like, no, I'm going to date her forever until I'm sick
I will
of it.
tell you right now, there is a 0% chance that you would have left me after 3 years. 0.
0?
Like that scene in The Big Short. 0. There is a 0%
chance.
possibility.
Wow, that's a really
Bank of
bold
America.
statement. You feel really strongly about that, huh?
100%.
100%. 99.9?
Nope, I don't do those.
100. Interessante.
If you know, I do 100s through
Yeah.
and through.
Yeah, you do. Mr.
Miles
100
included.
miler over here.
Yep.
Good answer. Do men really believe in forever or just for now it works?
What am I, like representing the male fucking
Well, I'm a girl perspective on every single show, so I got to get my man's
population
perspective.
here?
Yeah, you can be.
I think it depends on the guy, on
I
the
think so,
person.
too.
I think deep down inside, again, it could be so vast. It depends on where the guy grew up. How did he grow up? Did he have a nuclear family? Did he not? Hispanic, not Hispanic, American versus European. Like, there's so many things that factor in there. I think men, from my perspective, real men want a peaceful home to come home to. They want surety. They want to be loved, and they want to be understood in whatever way that means to them, because every guy's a little bit different. But I think generally, yeah. And, a real man wants to know that he has his lane and he lives in that lane. And, his woman depends on him. However, you can take that up for interpretation, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
I think
okay.
it's very possible for a guy to do forever.
Oh, I think so
don't
too.
think
This is just my personal thought on the matter, and you can say whatever you feel. I think that men get married when they're ready to get married. I don't think men get married when they're in love.
I can see that. Yeah.
Because it's all about the period of time in your life. Marriage is such a big commitment that I think when a man is ready to get down on one knee and spend forever with someone, that's when he does it. He could have been madly in love with someone else, but he wasn't ready to get married, so he wasn't willing to sacrifice whatever he was walking into to be with that person. I think men get married when they're ready, not when they're in love.
I could tell you, for me personally, that is true. When we got engaged, I was ready. And
But he would have proposed at balcony in Fort Lauderdale, just boom, right there. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know about that. No, I definitely wouldn't have done that.
It's like, no, I think you were nuts.
No, I just wouldn't have done that because I wasn't where I wanted to be.
No. But yeah, that's to my point. Is
I had
men get
broken off
married
2
when they're-
relationships prior, during my entrepreneurial career, where
That's another thing that I talk about to
wasn't
women
ready.
specifically, and I'd like to hear your opinion. I think that women romanticize being in a relationship with entrepreneurs because they think they know what it looks like on the internet or on social media
I think
or what
you
their
guys
friends
are-
have, but they have no idea what the behind the scenes of being with an entrepreneur looks like, or maybe a type of entrepreneur. And I can only speak to my relationship specifically with you, but the amount of sacrifice and wherewithal and understanding and patience you have to be in a relationship like that is very, very different than what meets the eye.
So what's the question?
No, I'm just like, do you agree with what I'm saying? Because I think that girls are like, oh yeah, I want the man that does this and that. He provides everything,
a
and
certain
he's
allure.
yeah. They think that it's one thing, and then they're like, he never takes me to dinner, and I never see him, and we don't get to talk, and he's always busy, and he comes home late, and they can bitch and moan, and I'm like, babe, what'd you think you were signing up for?
To be clear, nowadays, women, again, I don't want to generalize, but
No, whatever.
women as a whole, I think you guys want to have your cake and eat it too, and you also want the guy to pour the sprinkles on it for you and cut it for you and put it on the plate and wash the plate and put it back and, put the plate away and, ask you if you want a foot rub and all that shit. And, all those things individually are not bad to want, like it'd be nice. you know, and I show you affection and stuff like that in different ways. But look, if you're with somebody who is out entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur.
That's what I'm saying.
A real entrepreneur.
There are different types of
And
entrepreneurs.
notice my tonality drops because I get very serious about this. A real entrepreneur, not an entrepreneur, not a wannabe-preneur. Real. Like has lost it, got it back, started from nothing, is willing to fucking put his ball on the table every single time. And it's taken a lot of hits along the way. You're dreaming if you think that guy can, or girl, whatever, but guy can dedicate. You don't realize how much that guy needs to dedicate towards his goal, his craft, and where he wants to go. And everybody has different goals of what that looks like. And then still be able to, you know, be there for this and for that and be present and be, oh, so, you know, he doesn't pay attention to me. He doesn't talk to me. He's tired when he gets home. I'm like, dude, you got his ass kicked today. Like every fucking day. And, you know, that's hard. So, you know, again,
I think just being realistic about what you're committing to, because it was no easy breezy cakewalk for you and I. I'm when Will met me, very independent, very much did my own thing. Like, also I was a serial relationship junkie. I was not a girl that was out and about playing the field ever. Maybe I should have, but I wasn't. And so to come into a relationship where I was with someone who was very much in their masculine, very much in like, this is my way and those kinds of things. It took me a long time to learn how to step into my femininity. And I would say I still have moments where I jump back into my feminine or my masculine because it makes me feel safer, but it doesn't, you know, like it's not realistic. It really, it takes some brain switching for sure to be in a relationship like that.
Yeah, again, I think before me, you didn't know what commitment was like. What watching somebody who was truly committed to something.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I get it.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, one of my exes this is earlier on in my career. She just like couldn't do it anymore. And we had just drifted apart so much. She's like, you're really willing to, I'm like, there's the door. And I didn't say it like in a dick way. I was like, you knew exactly where I was going with this. And we've been together for years. And I'm not going to quit it for you or anybody else.
And you guys were together for a long time. I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
And that was that.
And known each other for a long time.
Yeah. And that was that. I was like, please do what you want to do, but I'm not going to be distracted anymore. Because she was pulling me in a direction I didn't want to go in. And again, I think young guys need to know that. I coach a lot of guys nowadays, right? And the young guys that are in relationships and stuff like that or thinking about it, I'm like, don't. Mm-mm. 1 out of a million might work. I'm just being real with you. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't, because they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And to go where you want to go.
You know, it's funny too, because a lot of people ask you that and about our relationship. And
what?
Like finding a girl who gets it. They're like, we have friends that go, they date, they meet people, and it's like one after the next, and they compare their dating experiences to a relationship like yours and mine. And
yours and mine, and to be clear, like people need to understand, yours and mine has been a labor of love and pain and suffering and sacrifice.
It's like all the things that people don't want to hear.
No, but it's true.
But it is true.
Yeah. And it goes all the way back. I don't give a shit if you're religious or not. It goes all the way back to biblical times. Like that is true grit to get through that. And you create a certain bond with somebody when you do that. So I tell guys, I'm like, it's like, oh man, Savannah, I'm like, bro, this wasn't always this way. What do you mean? I had to train Savannah how to understand what it is that I do. Not like some pet or something, but like train like in the sense of like, yo, this is my life. Like I have given so much of myself to my craft and I have so much more to go. And if you don't get that, like you might be perfect and you might be beautiful and I might love you, but I'm not willing to sacrifice what I set out to do 9 years ago.
I think it takes a level of true selflessness and maturity to try to even begin to understand somebody who works that way, because you have to find such a level of respect and put yourself aside when you're in a relationship like that. Because I was like, none of what he did made sense to me when we met. I was like, God, this guy's so fucking arrogant. He's got the biggest ego. And he's just like, oh my God, can you shut up already?
Which wasn't untrue.
Not untrue at all.
No.
It wasn't confidence. It was cocky and confidence, a little combination of both, but which was attractive also. But you really do have to be able to step aside and choose, okay, is this the path? My choice in choosing that path was knowing that it was an opportunity for me to understand myself better and also become a higher version of myself, which if you told me that when I was 25, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But I consciously know that it was like, there's a reason that this person is in my life and there's a reason that this person was brought back into my life. What that reason is, I might not know at the moment, but I know that I'm here for it. So I'm just going to figure it out and jump to it. Like it was.
I mean, again, to be clear, I think energy is a real thing. And I think at some point you had to, even innately, to say yes to me to our first date and all that. Like you had to have seen and felt, Jesus Christ, I don't know what's here, but there's some sort of pull that this guy is so definitive and his intention is so fucking strong that I'm just going to go. Because I'm going to go along with this because I don't know where this leads. There had to have been some level
and I think
that.
it's too that there was just, my background, the audience probably doesn't know it as well as you, but to have
right.
a man step in and be so like, this is the path or this is the mission or like, this is the way. Like whatever. It was really cool to watch somebody be so sure of me. Because I was like, I'm not even that sure of myself. How could you possibly be so sure about me? But it was a different, and then by the way, we won't tell this story today, but then we didn't speak to each other for 3 years. So high, low, lows. We've done it all.
Yeah, that was from meeting and then meeting again.
Yes.
Yeah, but 100%. But again,
I'll move on to the next question if you want.
Go ahead.
Okay. What's one thing about marriage that people romanticize, but it's actually kind of miserable? We're not married yet, so maybe engagement. I'm
a firm believer that once you live with somebody for years, like you're there. Like there's not what else are you gonna see? Like ta-da! Like you've been holding some bag somewhere.
Yeah.
I've seen it all, but
I think that people romanticize being in a committed relationship, and it's usually people that are single, but then also people who are in relationships that maybe want to be single or they're over their relationship, they romanticize being single again, right? So it's like we always want what we can't have. I think that people romanticize in relationships the living with someone. And they're like, oh, it's so nice to have somebody to come home to and just watch a movie on the couch with and have dinner and like do all these things.
It doesn't happen all the time.
No, and what's the number one thing Will and I argue about? Probably what to watch on TV.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to watch this. No, I want to watch it. Oh my God, I can't watch another bomb go off. Well, I can't watch Bravo TV with you. It's like, everyone thinks that it's great and you're like, and then we scroll for 20 minutes on Netflix and then till we give up and we just go to bed.
And again, we have different routines too. Like I come home, I'm sauna and the cold plunge and, I do my thing and I decompress and, we go to bed early anyway, But
I also give you that time, which I got credited for on my own through some guy's post on Instagram like a couple weeks ago saying that guys, they need their when they get home, they need an hour to themselves. And I was like, sweet, dude, already do that for him. Built in like clockwork. I know exactly what Will's going to do when he comes home every single day. To a T. I know your exact movement, routine, where you go, what you do, how you do it, when you're done. It's the good. Same every day.
You've been paying attention.
He loves it.
You've been
learning. Oh my God. Okay, we're moving on. Let's get into attraction, loyalty, and temptation.
Okay.
He's like, that sounds dangerous. Do you think it's realistic to never be attracted to someone else in marriage?
Oh God.
He doesn't want to answer any of these questions.
No, probably not.
That can be nice.
But again, define attraction. Like, some woman walks by or some man walks by. Oh, wow, he's good looking.
Yeah.
No, I think that's impossible.
You think it's impossible? Oh, you think it's impossible to not?
Yeah.
Of course you're going to think other people are hot.
I mean, yeah, I think that's ridiculous.
I think so too. I'll be the first person to comment on a hot chick when we're out too.
Yeah, like I don't. But again, I don't think you commit a crime by doing that.
No, I don't think so. I think that's pretty normal. What's the difference between a loyal man and a man who just doesn't have options?
A loyal man and a man who doesn't have options? What does that mean?
The difference between, I'm actually trying to figure it out myself.
A man always has options.
There you go.
It's his fucking life.
What's the difference between a loyal man and a man who just doesn't have options?
Childishness and immaturity by the sounds of that question.
Yeah.
Get your shit together. You don't like where you're at, move.
Great answer.
Period.
What would hurt your ego more? Me cheating or me downgrading?
Downgrading?
Yeah.
Like another guy?
Yeah, like being with someone lesser than you.
You would never hurt my ego by cheating on me. On the contrary. Yeah, you would actually bolster my ego. That's just how I view it. But I know you would never do that. But yeah, I would laugh at you. I'd be like, what a fucking idiot. She had Amazon stock early on. Fucking stupid. Fucking loser. Apple in the 80s. Yeah, she decided to go with
Now you guys understand who I live with. By the way, he's not putting this on for the cameras. He's like this all the time. He wakes up at 5 a.m. every single day with shit to say. Every day. It's like, doesn't matter, Monday through Sunday.
There's a guy at the gym today. He's like, what kind of coffee do you drink in the morning? I'm like, a double espresso, but this is natural, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is God-given. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm sober almost 3 years. I'm like, bro, this is chemical. Like, up there.
This is my
Like,
balance.
it's up there. This is why I don't drink. Because I don't.
You guys could imagine what it was like when we met.
Nah, it's a problem. Slow me down.
We did have a lot of fun, though.
Sure.
Until it wasn't fun anymore. Yeah. Do men respect women more when they're harder to get, or is that just a myth?
I think it's true.
I think so, too.
Yeah, for sure.
If she's easy, then there's no chase.
There's
like, men
there.
need to chase you. And
yeah, regardless. And, you know, as a man, when a woman's easy, you're like, oh, so me and the other ones must have been easy, which sucks. So ladies, if you're like, oh, I'm flaunting my, I'm just going to tell you it's counterintuitive. You're going to attract something. Oh, yeah. It's STD. But,
a situationship. Yeah.
Guys don't like that shit.
No.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Boys like that. Men don't like that shit.
So when you were a boy, were you into that game?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was a fucking fool. You're like, oh, she likes me. She doesn't like you, bro. She doesn't like herself.
She likes everybody.
She doesn't like herself. That's why she's with you and with 5 others.
Brutal, but true.
But it's true, bro.
Yeah.
It's 100% true. All these girls online now, like all these fucking... These girls are like, oh, I slept with this many guys. I'm like, bro, you guys, listen.
You're the one that told me about that girl.
For me, let me be very, very clear. I'm only 35, but I'm going to sound like an old man now. We used to have a word for that back in the day. A whore. Like, yo, what the fuck happened? And now people are like, oh, it's glorified. I'm like, yo, you're a whore.
Yeah.
Back in the day, man or woman, you'd be stoned to death. Like, and today, that's what's fucked up because these young kids, and I get it because I was once upon a time a young male, like they idolize things like that. And they view these women now and these girls and they're like, oh, that's what it should be. I'm like, brother, that's not how it is at all. It's not realistic. It's like porn. Like guys that watch a lot of porn, I'm like, bro, you should stop. Like done. Because you're fucking with your brain, man. That's not how the real world works. I can tell you, it's never how it's worked for me. I promise you that. Yeah. And now you're like lusting over things. That's just, it's not going to get you anything good.
What's interesting to me about the whole porn situation, I agree. I think it's bad for your brain, but also I don't know what people are watching. Actually, there's probably porn that I've never seen or even heard of that is crazy.
God knows.
But porn, you can have most of the stuff that I have seen in porn many moons ago is pretty basic shit. I'm like, why can't you do that with the person that you're with? I've never seen anything crazy.
It's just the idea. I don't even want to stay on the subject, but like the reality is it's like the idea behind porn is that it's a fantasy to begin with.
Okay.
So now you're training your brain for fantasy and it's not real world.
Got it.
Like,
that
and by
sense.
the way, if you guys are out there watching, read a book. It's called The Way of the Superior Man. I'll just leave that in there.
Book drop.
You want to go from little boy to varsity? It's a big difference. Actually,
No
we'll
more
go right to the pros. Big difference. There
if
really
you
is.
apply it.
There really is, though. There's like different levels to life and, you know, being a man. And again, I've had to learn this shit a la duro, like a la hard in the real world. You know, I never had a man to tell me like, hey, this is how this is. And this is why you do this. And this is why you don't do this. Nope. Like my brother, love him. He helped me throughout my time and my, you know, because we have a 9-year gap. He did show me a lot of good stuff, but after a certain point, he couldn't tell me either because he didn't have a dad that told him.
Right.
You know, he picked that shit up in the military and from superior guys and whatever, however he picked it up in life. And I've picked up things through mentors and stuff like that and just applying it too, though.
And I think it's all the way a person interprets it. The person, like the way that you and your brother could have gotten served the same lessons in life, your interpretation would have always been completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. And yeah, 100%. And it really is on your perception of things. If I could say anything to anyone watching this, man or woman, you are not a product of what happens to you or for you. You are a product of what you choose to do with those situations. Believe me.
Yeah.
Like I was served a shit sandwich in the dad masculine department. All the way up, you know, my grandfather just passed away. I haven't talked to that guy in forever. But like multi-generational.
Yeah.
Right? I could have chosen to be a piece of shit. I could have chosen to be a cheater and an abuser and, you know, an adulterer, right? And all those things that I saw. I didn't. Am I a perfect man? Absolutely not. But I didn't follow in those guys' footsteps.
Right.
So again, it wasn't what happened for me. It was what I did with it.
Right.
And then I've seen guys that, oh, my dad was a cheater, so I'm a cheater. Oh, my dad hit women, so I hit women. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. And it sounds fucked up, but it's true.
The apple doesn't fall far.
Yeah, but you see,
by
respectfully,
choice.
that's bullshit.
No, but that's
the apple falls where it falls. The apple itself, to use that example, is going to sound ridiculous, but like the apple itself has to choose which way to roll.
Right.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't fall far, but you can choose what you do with it.
But I will say this. You ever heard of the expression like one bad apple in a bunch rots the other ones, right? Like that's actually scientific. This is not made up bullshit. If you put one bad apple or a bad fruit in general in a basket of other fruit,
they all rot.
It will not be long before they all die.
They start to mold.
You need to know that if you're in a bad bucket, get the fuck out. Get out. Now, again, I am willing to go and cut a limb if I had to get out.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm out. Oh, he's got one less hand. I'm cool. But I got me.
And also looking inward, a lot bad apples usually don't know that they're the bad apple. You have to, if you could be the bad apple in a box. You can. You could. You have to look inward and decide when, like, if you know that you're one of those people that's complaining about everything around you, and you're like, this doesn't work out, and this happens, and da 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 da, and you're attracting negativity to you. It's because it's what you're also emanating. So that might be hard to hear, but you could very well be the bad apple. So if you don't change, you're going to continue to attract shit to you, and
100%.
Like. You know, and that's usually it's going to be hard to figure out if you're the bad apple because people don't really want to take accountability that way. But I'm just throwing it out there.
I made a video about this. I think it was today or yesterday about people, places, and things. You know, I used to have a mentor. It's one of the best lessons I've learned in the last decade. He always said, if you're talking about a situation more than 3 times, you need to address it. And that was a person, a place, a thing, a habit. It didn't matter, business or personal. And he was always right on that.
Yeah.
He was always right on that, man. Like if I was talking about an employee as I grew up and I got employees and stuff like that, and you know, that always that one person that you talk, bro, you got to fire him. You got to let him go. If you're always talking about that friend that, oh man, you know, but we love him. Bro, you got to go. Yeah. You got to go. Family member, oh man, you know, but you got to go, bro.
Yeah.
Just because you're family doesn't mean shit. And I know it sounds fucked up to say, but it's the truth. You gotta go.
Yeah. If you guys had my bag of experience with that, I would look like a real prick.
Yeah, but
real asshole.
And again, habits, man. Like how many times
you have to choose the change. It's
but
never
how
going
many
to change.
times did you hear me say, "Oh, you know, I drank a little too much last night," or like, "Oh, it was that one drink that got me," or "Oh, you know, well, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean to say that, but you know, I was drinking." Like, dude, you know how many fucking times I said that? Dude, it was over 100. I'm like, dude, that's way more than 3. That's like 97 more than 3.
Yeah.
It's got to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to go.
Yeah.
Either I got to go or it's got to go. Well, I'm not going because I'm not committing suicide. So
yeah,
then the thing's got to go. Right. And like, people watch this shit. I'm telling you right now, like, this is literally what people pay me tens of thousands of dollars to teach them. They're like, oh, what am I doing? I'm like, it's got to go.
Yeah.
It's got to go. Oh, but I'm like, oh, but nothing. You're going to stay broke. Next question. Next. And then some people get it and they're like, you're right. I'm doing it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Go do it. Mm-hmm. Your life will change, bro. You're paying me to change your life, not to fucking hold your hand. Mm-hmm. That time has passed.
Yeah.
We're not here for that.
No.
We're here to move that ass. This is how you move that ass. People want to know how winners talk and this is how it is. Yep. We don't care. It's not that I don't have empathy. You told me you wanted to be X. I told you what X requires. Now you're telling me like, well, what if I want to be Y? I'm like, that's not what you asked me. You asked for X.
Yeah, I don't train Y.
I'm not Y. Y's down the block. There's a Walmart right over there. Me? Whole Foods. Get the fuck out of here. 100%. There's your reel right there. That was like 10 reels in one.
Clip.
I'm not Walmart. I'm Whole Foods.
You guys see why I was so excited for him to walk in the studio and want to sit down on the show today?
Why? Because I give you fire?
All the fire, baby. I attract it. What do you mean? I emanate fire. I give it. I attract it. It's here for me, and it's here to stay.
From my that has nothing in
it. Your Savana Montana mug.
Yeah,
I like it.
All right, keep going. This is good.
This is good. Let me tell you who the fuck I think I am. You got a minute? Wow.